A lot of you have been asking for a free hit video, so here it is. Starting with Henderson in goal, I would prefer a Liverpool or Arsenal goalkeeper because I think they're the best two teams to target, but of course we can only have 3 players from each team and I don't want to waste that on the goalkeeper position. It was between him and Pickford who's on the bench. I do prefer the Palace defence, they've got better underlying numbers, and to be fair, Everton do have to face Liverpool. Whilst I've not gone for an Arsenal or Liverpool goalkeeper, I have gone for an Arsenal defender, which is Gabriel. He's got a lot of attacking threat. It's not just that he carries a lot of goal threat. Arsenal have the best defence in the league. I would rather go for an Arsenal defender over a Liverpool defender. If I was to go for a Liverpool defender, I would probably go for Van Dijk because I think his minutes are a bit more assured than Trent. He has just returned from injury, and of course he got subbed off early in the last match in the Europa League. This does deny me the opportunity to triple up on the Arsenal attack, but I would rather triple up on the Liverpool attack and double up on the Arsenal attack, which you'll see later on in the video. And I have gone for a couple of players that don't play for either of those teams, and I do prefer them to a third Arsenal attacker, especially when they're paired with Gabriel. The second defender is Munoz, which means that I've gone for a double up on the Palace defence. The reason that I've gone for him is that he carries the most attacking threat out of all of that defence. And of course, I have got a triple up on Arsenal and Liverpool, and the Palace defence is the best one remaining because when you combine the clean sheet odds together, they're the third most likely to get 1 or 2 clean sheets. And my last starting defender is Mykolenko from Everton. Now I would actually go for a triple up on the Palace defence because I do like to put all my eggs in one basket if the probability is higher and we're relying on less outcomes for success. But I have actually got a Palace midfielder, which you'll see soon. So I've had to go for the team that's 4th most likely to get a clean sheet or 2 this game week, which is Everton, despite them playing Liverpool. On the bench, I've got Tarkowski ready to step in if any of my defenders don't play. Then I've also got Kilman from Wolves, and I think they're the 4th best defence to target this game week. My 8th attacker is also from Wolves, and he's first on the bench because attackers have higher ceiling than defenders typically. Now, I would have actually gone for Mateta, but like I mentioned earlier, I have already got a Palace triple up, so I don't mind going for Cunha instead. Moving on to midfield, I think Salah's practically essential this game week, whether you captain him or not. Of course, money's no issue, because you'll probably not go for Haaland on a free hit. It's worth going for the double game week players up front who have that high ceiling. Now, Salah is in the running for captaincy this game week, and I've recorded a best captain video. I don't want to spoil it for those of you who haven't watched it yet. Make sure you check it out after this video. Eze didn't quite make it into the best captain video, although I do think Palace have got the best attacking fixtures this game week. I just think his expected minutes are a little bit too low. He's got 149 expected minutes out of a possible 180, which means that one of the other attackers got in there instead. But I still think he's worth putting in your first team because he's got easy fixtures, he's on penalty duties, he's on direct free kicks, indirect free kicks and corners. He's basically the set piece specialist at Palace. Saka has more reliable expected minutes, therefore he was in the running for captaincy this game week. I'm not going to spoil it like I mentioned earlier, but just like Salah, he's practically essential this game week. The last 2 midfielders are more questionable. One of them is Luis Diaz, and the reason I've gone for him is that he's got the second highest expected minutes out of that Liverpool front line. I don't see any other route that I'd like to take, even if it was to swap out Munoz or Mykolenko for say like Trent or Virgil. Who would I go for in midfield? I mean, I've already got a Palace triple up, I've already got an Arsenal triple up. I won't be able to go for another Liverpool player because then I'd get a Liverpool defender in defence. So I'm not really sure who I'd go for, possibly even McNeil. So I'm better off heightening that ceiling and going for another Liverpool attacker. And the last midfielder slot is more debatable. I've gone for Havertz. I could have gone for Odegaard, he's got higher expected minutes, he is a safer player to go for, but in terms of underlying stats, I would rather go for Havertz, take the risk on him unless we get leaked team news, because he has been playing out of position. I know a lot of casual FPL managers will do, they'll see the money in the bank and they'll just go for the more expensive player. In your position, what I advise you do is just pick the player who you think is going to score the most points. I'm going to go against those expected minutes and pick the player who's been more explosive when he's played this season. Up front, I'm going for Solanke. He made it in the best captain video over Eze because of his expected minutes being higher. In fact, his expected minutes are 180. Salah and Saka's are quite a bit lower than that, so it's worth watching the best captain video. You never know, the data might change your mind. When you consider the alternative forwards in this double game week and you factor in the expected minutes for Solanke, I think he's practically essential, just like Saka and Salah. And the final piece to the puzzle is completing the Liverpool triple up. It's Darwin, and I think he's worth taking the risk even though those expected minutes are lower. He's more explosive than Solanke, and there aren't any decent alternatives up front that I could swap straight into the team, so I'm going to roll the dice on him. It has been difficult squeezing this extra video into my schedule this game week, so if you've enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button and let me know that you've enjoyed it. Also, click the link in the top right corner if you've not already watched the best captain video.